Hey, brother. I got something. Alright. Yeah, it takes a while for it to go live and stuff. Let's get this one. Oh. Public. Done. Alright. Go live. This one's for you, brother. It's 12 straps, right? That's all good. I got another 12 straps. Let's get it. Go over there, bro. Go over there.
Oh, I just have all my stuff on the inside.
Oh.
Got fast all that down here.
Get the Bible. Yeah, with us. Date is 5, 10, 6. And 13. Lift me up the banner upon the high mountain. Oh, spell. How do you spell it? I went to the Hebrew word for mountain har. So I have to spell it in English. It's har. And har was plural. Alright, waiting for David too to do it. Oh, flip it. Oh man, this thing
It's not.
Mine went live, yours that.
This one.
Now we're on to technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's lucky to be with us. Start it off.
Good. That's your guy. If you need to turn off your camera, you hit this, and your microphone is already on. Alright, let's make sure my audio is good.
Is this good? Screen.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Alright, good and loud, good and loud.
That answers the audio.
Let's check David too, bear with this. No, I have coming up. David, ZWATI. Yep, slide there. Alright, so let's face the east. First and foremost, Kal Palau Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Echad Bagash Barak Yahweh Barak Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.
The honor to LG, my great notes on Shalom. Shalom to the tribe, just scattered abroad. Green, because it's hopeful. Like, why? Because we don't know the left out these times. Can I see that big Bible? Oh, fine. I see. I'll get mine.
But you can. I still got two over here.
The water. Anyway, what's the title of today's lesson about? Indoor camp. As you can see, we missed the camp for GMSDC. This thing on the outside, we missed it. Indoor camp. Isaiah chapter 13. Lift ye up the banner upon the high mountain. So the title, the topic of today is about what? Isaiah 13. Yahweh Abaratazah, Yahweh Shemesh I will. Try to get through it all. From verse 1 all the way down to the last verse. So, brother, for your screen, it's already sharing. Yeah. And just go to like Isaiah 13 or whatever precept you get.
Oh, that's right. We got it.
So the brother's on Chasabakayah. I'm on David 2. Let me get Isaiah chapter 13. When you get it, brother, just read verse 1.
Alright, here we go. And then I have my NLT here. Alright, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Yep, this is the burden of Babylon. Burden, keyword burden. So it's not just like a light, easy thing. This is a burden. This is a heavy, weighty matter that Isaiah, the son of Amos, is seeing. Let's get verse 2.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What's the banner? What is a banner for? A banner is what? It's for lifting up something to what? Show an ensign. So an ensign is being made. And who is lifted up that ensign? Let's get the book of Jeremiah, brother. You know, he spoke about the prophets that have been before me and before me of old, prophets that against both many countries and kingdoms. Let me get that, prophets before me of old. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8.
That's good.
Because the prophets are what? They're lifting up the banner right now. How? On the highways and hedges, and on the internet platforms, and on the street corners, and the rest of it. Oh yeah, it's on the street corners, highways and hedges, and the internet platforms. That's how they're lifting up the banner now, publicly. Just to go into it. You got it?
Yeah, Jeremiah 28 and 8.
Okay.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
How did the prophets prophesy? By setting up a banner. The prophets that happened before me and before thee of old prophesy. Prophecy goes meaning what? In the etymology, pro means before, fet means to speak. Prophecy. So it's what? Their prophets are speaking the future in the past. Prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Great kingdoms of what? Of war, battle. That's self-explanatory. Evil's what? Bad times. And pestilence can go into what? A disease. You know, we're seeing that Hanta virus now. You know, Hanta goes into what in the Japanese? It's a loan word from the English meaning hunter. Hunter.
That's the spirit, brother. I was getting ready to read this verse in NLT because it says something going into along to that line. The ancient prophets who precede you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and of disease. And the brother was just going into the Hunter virus on Hunter virus right now with that disease.
Yeah, you even have a Hunter, got to change our words, you even have a map of it. You can look it up. Alright, so I'm putting it on the comment board for David, me and the brother's channel, so you can get the words on the screen. Where is it? Yeah, you got the Hanta virus, and in Sanskrit, Hanta means what? Alas, sorrow. It uses what? A great exclamation. Let's get Ezekiel 33 and 33, brother. So that speaks about what the prophets have been doing, that what? It is coming to pass. Because the prophets have always been prophesying about this of what? War. War's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Evil. Evils. Nothing but evil. Check, you know, in the news. You can look to the news. In the news, that's what? Evil. Great evil is happening. Why? What was evil? Evil is bad times. And because iniquity shall abound.
iniquity. Who rules the world now? The wicked that the Bible speaks of in Job 9:24. So when the wicked bear rule, they rule the world. What gets multiplied in the world? Iniquity. What is iniquity? Iniquity means sin upon sin. That is what iniquity means. Just like in the time of the Maccabees, when the after Alexander the Great died, when the wicked started bearing rule, what's the scripture say in Maccabees? Then were evils greatly multiplied in the earth. Evils what? At times. You got it?
Yep, Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them.
And when this cometh to pass, what comes to pass? The prophecies that the prophets have been prophesying, the banner that they have been lifting up. When it cometh to pass, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Then will they know this was a man of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Go back one verse before that, because this is how they see the prophets now. They're getting what? Entertained.
Verse 32 of Ezekiel 33. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do not. But they do not them not.
Yep, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. What's a very lovely song? Something to what? To entertain you. A very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice. They're just getting entertained by you. And can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy word, but they do them not. And the word that they're hearing, that's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. And who is this burden coming from? Yahweh. These are the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's why you go to Revelation 24. Let's get that, brother. Revelation 24.
Before we go there, brother, I want to read verse 32 in the NLT.
Go ahead.
You are very entertaining to them, like someone who sings love songs with a beautiful voice or plays fine music on an instrument. They hear what you say, but they don't act on it. They hear what is going forth and what's being preached through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, but they don't act on it. What is the act? The act is a demonstration. It's action. It's putting into motion or implementing what you were told, and that's what they don't do.
Yeah, the hearers of the word, but doers of not. Let's go to Revelation 24. You get that?
What verse?
Verse 4. Revelation 24. Hear them, do it not. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Bring it up.
Here we go. Revelation 24 and verse 4. And round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold.
What was that? 20. Wait, before you go, just for edification's sake while we're here, and round about the throne of Yahweh were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, that's angels, clothed in white raiment, clothed white represents purity, heads crowns of gold. Just for edification's sake. And if they have what crown, that shows a certain amount of authority. Alright, let's go to Revelation 24, brother. Revelation 24.
20 and 4, I got you.
I just, brought it out because it's just for edification's sake while we read this through this. Edify, exhortation. Edify goes into what in the etymology? To build up a house, a temple. And that's the third temple being built now. And exhortation goes into etymology to what? To encourage. To encourage, to like endure. Your call in the Paleo Hebrew, going to an endure.
Here we go. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
Well, the main point in this was what? I saw the beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of Yahweh. So these scriptures is what? The word of Yahweh. And this is also what? The testimony. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. which going into what? That's having the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh. So these prophecies are what? The word of Yahweh. So these ain't just no words. So you might say, well, I ain't gonna do it. It's like a beautiful song of being entertained. This is the word of Yahweh, and his word will not go out what? It will not go out void, as it is written about. These pages, this book, if you don't take heed to it, this book is going to consume you. Because this book is what? Consuming the world already. These prophecies within the book. And this book is going to what? Soon do what? Consume the world and bring evil upon the world, because the prophets have been prophesying. What's written in this book is supposed to come to pass. But first, what has to happen? The prophets have to prophesy what's written in the book. They have to prophesy what's written in the book. And Yahweh Shai comes in what? The volume of the book. So this word, this wisdom is what? Yahweh Shai. And they have to prophesy this. And once it happens, the prophecy, well, that means what? Now the book can bring what? Greater evils upon the world. And how is the book going to do that? By Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the book. Yahweh Shai is the word. The right hand and left hand is subject unto him, who has gone into heaven. Angels, spirits, and dominions are given unto him. Let's get that, brother. Who has gone into heaven. Oh man, I hope this Google comes out good. Because all this world down here, Esau, his empire, and everything else is all subject to who? Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. But you know, Yahweh Shai speak about what? All power in heaven and earth is given unto me. So you go deeper. The Father passed the baton to the Son. Subjects and dominions subject to him. It's in the New Testament, speaking about Yahweh Shai, when he has gone into heaven. So all these demons and stuff, Satan and everybody, they gotta listen to Yahweh Shai now, whom is the volume of the book. Yahweh Shai is the book. That's why this book can what? It's going to bring great evils upon the world, because it's really Yahweh Shai doing it. Because the Father passed the baton to the Son. Yahweh Shai made a statement about what? All power in earth is given. All power in heaven and earth is given unto me. It's 1 Corinthians, brother, 15 and 28. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 28. So, all subject unto him. Let me get this precept over here, because this is going into the Apocrypha. I came out of the mouth of the Most High. I came out of the mouth of the Most High. When you get it, just bring it out.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15:28. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be in all.
Yeah, when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be in all. That's not the one. Look up the one who has gone into heaven. Angels, spirits. It's a good precept. When all things shall be subdued unto him. When Yahweh Shai comes back, when this book, Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to what? Subdue all things and put all things under him. But Yahweh Shai is also going to be what? Subject unto Yahweh, who put all things unto him, that Yahweh may be in all. Ultimately, Yahweh is going to rule over Yahweh Shai. This is, oh man, the Apocrypha ain't working again. Sirach 24, verse 3. Oh man, bear with me. Sirach chapter 24, verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. Who is wisdom's people? Who is Yahweh Shai's people? That's the nation of Israel. Beginning with the elect. Sirach 24. In the congregation of the Most High she shall open her mouth and triumph before his power. That came out of the mouth of the Most High. So these words is the word of Yahweh. But where do these words come from? From your mouth. So who's coming out the mouth of Yahweh? Yahweh Shai. He is wisdom. He is the word. And covered the earth as a cloud. And then it goes on, Alright. 6. In the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and every people and nation I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, in whose inheritance shall I abide? So Yahweh Shai controls what? All peoples and nations. That's why everything is subject unto him. In Sirach 24, brother. Let me get this one. Who has gone into heaven. Now, alright, who has gone into heaven? Angels, dominions are made subject to him. This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 22.
1 Peter 3 and 22.
Yeah. Let's get it over here. 1 Peter 3. And yeah. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 22. Bring it up.
Who is gone into heaven and is on the right hand of Yahweh, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him.
Yep, that's everything's being made subject to Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the volume of the book. That's going back to what I was saying. This book is going to consume the world and bring evils upon the world. That's written about too. Within and without was what? Full of woes and evils. Let me see if I can get that over here. It's in Ezekiel. Within and without, full of evils and woes. It's in Ezekiel. I think they shut down the scriptures. Man. Ezekiel 2. Ezekiel 2, I see. Ezekiel chapter 2.
2 and 7.
Yeah. Just make sure you get one chapter. Alright. This thing is moving slow. Alright. Yeah, Ezekiel 2. Yeah, verse 9 to 10.
Yeah, Ezekiel verse 2, chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll, a book was therein.
What's that book? That's the Bible.
Bible, the scriptures.
A roll of a book, that's the Bible. That's the scriptures, 100% truth. It was originally scrolls, that's why it's a roll. Verse 10.
And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
That sounds like what? Great sorrow or distress. That's what woe means. Lamentations, that's bitter mourning, sorrow. This is all just destruction and death and woe and evil. Evil is what? Evil is bad times. So with these prophets, going back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 2, lifting up a banner upon the high mountain, part of that banner is going to what? Bring to pass these prophecies. This book is going to consume the world with lamentations, mourning, and woe. And ultimately, the book is Yahweh Shai, who is going to bring upon this all upon the planet of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai will do this thing, as it is prophesied about. Because Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, does all this. Because Yahweh Shai, he's a right-hand man. He's the right hand of Yahweh. The right hand of the king that represents what? The king's right hand represents his authority, his might, his strength. The right hand gets what? Special privileges. Just like Yahweh Shai is the right hand of the Father Yahweh. Yahweh Shai represents the right hand of the Father Yahweh. So that's how this is going to all play out. By Yahweh Shai, but ultimately it's Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai got the baton. But Yahweh Shai is the book, so he knows about the prophecy. He knows what must come to pass. He is still doing he's about his father's business even till this day. He does his father's will. My meat is to do the will of my Father. As he stated about, what is meat? Meat is your food. Without meat, you die. So without the meat, you're going to die. So Yahweh Shai's whole purpose of existence was to do what? The will of his Father. That's basically what he was saying. The whole reason why I'm alive is to do the will of my Father. That's what that means. The meat is to do the will of him that sent me. That's supposed to be our meat, to do the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Let's go back to Isaiah 13 and 2, brother. Go on back upstairs.
Go back.
The water.
All right. Isaiah 13 and chapter 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, and that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
So we know what the banner is, man. It's the prophets. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What is the high mountain? America, Babylon the Great. Mountains represent governments in the scriptures. Look that up, brother. When they have their Mount Summits, I forgot the name. Like their Mount 20, G4 Summits.
G4 Summits.
Look up those names. Look that up, brother. Let's get what a G4 Summit is, because America is that high mountain. America has influence over The governments over the entire planet Earth. That's why it's what? That's the high mountain. Those are what? Proud, lofty. Alright, let me go to the root of the Bible. Man, this thing takes forever. You can bring it out, brother.
Yeah. The G4 nations, Brazil, Germany, India, and Japan, are a coalition supporting each other's bids for permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council. That's the UNSC. They hold high-level meetings to push for urgent reform of the UN Security Council with a focus on increasing representation and effectiveness in global governance.
I ain't even gonna try and get that on screen because this thing is too slow.
Alright.
Look up what a G20 summit is.
G20. The United States is hosting the 2026 G20 summit in Miami. We're going to Miami, Florida, with a focus on strengthening economic growth, innovation, and international partnerships. As of May 2026, the U.S. presidency is prioritizing practical solutions for the global economy. This follows the 2025 South African presidency, which focused on sustainability and development. Good that did them.
There you go.
And then, government hold meetings or summits to facilitate high-level face-to-face negotiations among heads of state or government leaders to address critical international, regional, or bilateral issues. These gatherings, often referred to as summit diplomacy, allow leaders to build personal trust, establish mutual understanding, and break diplomatic impasses that lower-level officials cannot resolve.
Alright, let me see that. Go to the little Bible for Isaiah 13 and 2, brother. I'm gonna look up what a summit means in the etymology. Summit, highest top of the hill, king of the hill, king of a government, highest, topmost, or greatest. So that's why they have it what? At summits, because it's the highest. And also mountains represent governments in the scripture, so that makes sense for it to be a summit. Now, when you go to Isaiah 13 and 2, look up the word there for high.
High.
Yeah, I want to see what that word there for high is. And it's a lot here for on screen. It's taking too long. Too many tabs, probably.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Shafar.
Let me do that one more time.
Oh.
Strong's H8192. Shafar. Shafar.
Shafar. Shafar. To sweep bare, scrape. To be windswept, be bare, be scrapped, barren by wind. To be laid bare, to be laid bare.
So it's being laid bare, that mountain, the government. I don't know about the banner that's being lifted up. The prophets are lifting up that banner, making this government, this mountain bare. Alright, let's continue on. Exalt the voice unto them, shake their hand. Back to Isaiah 13:2, brother. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake their hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The gates of the nobles, who are the nobles? The nobles are the ones that truly rule. That's according to the elites of Esau, according to the Dukes of Edom, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the elites of Esau, the heads of the Illuminati, the 13-headed families.
Bacon family.
13, yeah. Banking plans, world elite banking families. And what else? The heads of the Luciferians. Lucifer means what? Light bearer. That's Isaiah. That was also as well. So Esau is what? The Luciferians, the bearers of the light. The light of the wicked shall you blot out, as it's written about. Let's continue on to verse 3.
Verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Go to Jeremiah 1. It's going to speak about I have sanctified thee. I have commanded my sanctified ones. Who are the sanctified ones? That's us. That's the prophets. And Yahweh Abaratizah, Yahweh Bashem and Shaiwin, we found of that number. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Who are the mighty ones for my anger? That's the angels, even them that rejoice in my highness. Truly the angels are up in the heaven of heavens, rejoicing in the Most High's highness, with fear and trembling as well. Sanctified ones. Yeah, the word there for sanctified is Kodash in the Hebrew. I got it here. To consecrate, sanctify, prepare, dedicate. The prophets are what? Dedicated to prophesy. That's why if you don't prophesy, you are not what? You are not prophet. You are not a prophet because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has sanctified, anointed, dedicated his prophets to what? To teach 100% truth. So if you can't teach 100% truth, you can't sing this song, you are not a prophet then. Because the prophets have been what? Consecrated. Consecrated is another word here in definitions. To set apart. Why they set it apart? They set it apart to fulfill what? To fulfill prophecy and to be what? What are they fulfilling for part of the prophecy? To prophesy. Because the prophets are prophesied to come and teach. Isaiah 13:2, lift ye up the banner. That's a prophecy. Which is what we're seeing now. To the gates of the nobles, we're seeing that now. You know, going to the DC, you know, GMS DC, and when you go to DC, that's what? That's like the backyard of the White House. So going back to the gates of the nobles. On a physical level. Not just like on the internet, because, you know, these Rothschilds, they know about the videos and the rest of it. They be taking listenings. Consecrate means to make holy, devote. Let's look up what devote means in the etymology. Devote, etymology. What does devote mean? To dedicate by a vow. So when you're a prophet, it's like you take on what? A vow. You can't put the plow down. Get that? You know, you put the plow down. Because if you put the plow down, you just broke a vow right there. Because when you come into the truth, it's like unto what? Taking a vow. Adam in the garden, he was supposed to rule what? The nations in righteousness. You know, he was given that precept that Adam had. Adam was a high priest in God. Genesis 2:15. Going to words there to dress and to keep it. You know, it goes into ibad, and another word in the Hebrew that goes into what? Of service. The ibad goes into what? Like a priestly service. So Adam was a high priest in the garden. But he also had what? A vow in the garden to what? Keep the ways of righteousness and to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to govern the world in righteousness, these other nations. You have the sons of God, that's Adam. You have the sons of the wicked, that's the serpent. You have the sons of man, which was the rest of the nations, the beasts of the field. You know, cursed shalt thou be above all cattle, or the beast of the field, the serpent. Well, the serpent is not a cattle. Why would serpents and cattle be like? The beast of the field, the other nations. The serpent, the sons of the wicked. And the sons of God was the Israelites before they was called Israelites. That goes into Adam. And he was given the ways of righteousness. That's why the breath of life was given unto him. Okay?
Yeah, Luke 9:62. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
It's fit for the kingdom of Yahweh because you broke that vow. That's why when Adam fell, he broke the vow.
Broke the vow.
Fill out, yeah. Now I'm looking for man, KJV coming up. That ain't it. That's why I'm looking. Second Esdras. I can't get to your phone right now. Something broke. Second Esdras gave command to Adam. Because it speaks about that in one verse before. Alright, second Esdras, breath of life to Adam. I believe it's second Esdras chapter 6. Verse 3. Second Esdras 3. Second Esdras chapter 3. Verse. Oh, yeah, second Esdras chapter 3. It's verse 4. Second Esdras 3 and 4. I got it. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, but now this. Oh, get it on screen for you.
Which one is working for you?
Second Esdras chapter 3, verses 4 and 5.
Which
Oh, I just went to the if you go to here, the KJV, go there, type in Second Esdras chapter 3, come right up. Second Esdras chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, but now didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gave a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands. And they breathed into him the breath of life. That's what the ways of righteousness, the laws, the statutes, the commandments given unto Adam. He was supposed to be what? The high priest in the garden. He had the priestly ways given unto him. And he was made living before thee. Verse 6, and thou leadest him into paradise, the garden eastward in Eden. Eden means what? Paradise. The whole world was Eden back then. The garden eastward in Eden, that's Jerusalem. The city of peace is what it means. Which is also the location of the temple. So Adam was like a high priest in the temple in the ancient world, which thy right hand had planted before the earth came forward, before the earth ever came forward, you know that Garden of Eden, which was the location of the Temple of Jerusalem, that was all blueprinted in the heavens before the earth ever came forth, before the earth existed. Because the scriptures speak about in the book of Revelation, a bit off topic, but it speaks about Revelation, the temple and the Ark of the Testimony. There's a whole Ark of the Covenant, temple and altar and spirit world. It's all in the book of Revelation, verse 6. And thou leadest him into paradise, which all right, 7. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, commandment, so he broke the vow. And immediately thou appointest death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. And it goes on. But Adam was supposed to what? Command the people, govern them. So that's going to sanctify ones, because Adam was sanctified, anointed, to do that. But he broke it. Just the same we're supposed to be doing now. You have prophets since the time of Adam. That's the and Adam heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim in the cool of the day. Well, what's that? That's the prophets back then. And he said, I got to get out of here. They're going to rebuke me. I'm going to get cut out.
Get cut up. Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me this thing went out.
I think it just went out.
Just to show, it showed no battery thing, and it was a full battery. That's weird. So David 2 went out.
Fuck this thing too.
Just think about this.
That shouldn't have went out.
That was very weird, but
that last piece up is not coming up over here, brother.
okay, that's fine. But that shows what? Found of the word of the culture. So read it, the same verse in Isaiah, brother. Please. The same one, sanctified ones. Just try and get through it. Yeah.
Yep. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Alright, when that sanctified ones, the prophets, mighty ones, anger, highness, that's the angels. Next verse.
5. No, 4. Here we go. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Lord Yahweh of hosts, mustereth the hosts of the battle.
So, the Most High, he's mustering these other nations to battle. But also what these other nations are going to bring? Nuclear missiles. Let me get the Bible here. Alright, and those are the multiple of the mountains, like according to the ICBMs, missiles, like as a great people, but also what? The Most High is going to gather. So he mustered the host of the battle that is written about. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. That's what I'm speaking about. The Most High is going to muster the host of the battle. And then what's going to come after them? The missiles, they're going to shoot that missiles, all that, bend the bow, this is written about Jeremiah, bend the bow, ICBM capabilities. Plus, other missiles may be fire as well, just ballistic missiles and rest of it. Even bullets. But all those that have nuclear capabilities will what? Bend the bow.
Bend the bow.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Host is the what? Host goes in the armies. He mustereth the armies of the battle.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 14, what the brother not talking about. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. For she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. Who is Babylon? America, round about. All ye that bend the bow. Those are the missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Shoot at her, spare no arrows. Arrows is another name for intercontinental ballistic missile. For she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Next verse.
Go back to Isaiah 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
They come from a far country, ICBM, that's what they call what? ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. These missiles can jump from one end of the earth even to the other, from a far country. And Russia's going to shoot ICBMs, which is far away from America, Babylon the Great. You say, well, it ain't far. Well, can you jump from there to there easily without superpowers? No. And the heaven to the other. I gotta sneeze. Weapons of his indignation, but let's go into that real quick.
Weapons of his indignation. What is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh's weapons of indignation? Those intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Come on.
Yeah, that's
He created the smith to destroy. To destroy. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I create a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I created the waste to destroy. What's the waste to destroy? The weapons of his indignation. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. What's the smith? The smith is who? The scientist. You know, you go back to the Manhattan Project that created the atomic bomb, and the Most High sharpened the atomic bomb. You know, he sharpened up that sword, the glittering sword, the atomic bomb, to get to it, the nuclear bomb, to the hypersonic missile, and the rest of it. You know, hypersonic, intercontinental ballistic missile. They got a lot of names for these. This is what I'm referring to. Like we
that's
got,
what we're talking about right here.
like you got Satan 1, Satan 2. They call it like hypersonic missiles, the rest of it. All those names. But that's what it's referring into. You know, Deuteronomy 32, it speaks about what? If I wet my glittering sword. What's the word there for wet? W-H-E-T. Wet means what? To sharpen. What's the glittering sword? ICBM. Glittering. ICBMs, they what? They do glow. There's a whole science behind it. They have plasma around them when they fly. Alright, let's go on back.
That was from Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 41. If I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me.
And it says in verse 5, the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Let's go to Isaiah 13:6.
There you go. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Oh, I gotta read there, Almighty. I want to see if the word there for Almighty, Shadia. Probably is. When you get a precept, brother, if you want, through the Spirit. Isaiah 13.
Going back, so I was in here. So, verse 42 of Deuteronomy chapter 32, I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. So that righteous indignation, which is these intercontinental ballistic missiles, when it comes upon and that judgment is received in America, they're going to be judged from what they've done from the very beginning. I had a picture of...
If you go to Isaiah 13:6, Blue the Bible, Almighty there is Shadia, or Shadia, which is Shadia. And Shad, what does Shad? It means devil, demon. You go into the book of Psalms, yea, they sacrifice their sons and daughters unto devils. The word there for devils is Shad. It comes as a destruction from Shadia, from the devil. Not just any devil, the almighty devil. Because before the Most High Yahweh, he was known as what popular back then? Allah Shadia. Then when he magnified his name with Egypt, the name Yahweh got magnified. But before that, he was known as Allah Shadia. That's why when you go back to Abraham, let me find it. Abraham did not know my name. Yeah, Exodus 6:3. Read that, brother.
Yep, Exodus 6:3.
See if you can get on screen. Just for edification's sake. For the viewers on stuff up this laptop funked out, kicked and just died.
Exodus 6:3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of Yahweh Almighty, but my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
No, read it by the name of God Almighty. Read it verbatim except for
verbatim.
Jehovah.
And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but my name Jehovah was I not known to them.
Alright, and I appeared unto them, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, unto Jacob by the name Alashanya, God Almighty Alashanya, but by my name it says Jehovah, which is Yahweh, Tetragrammaton, Was I not known unto them? So meaning what? You know, Abraham, he did not grow up with like the Lord's Ten Commandments. He grew up with his father Terah, who worshiped all these other gods. So you know, Al-Shaddai was what? Another god. But unknowingly that Al-Shaddai there, that's Yahweh, just by another name. It wasn't as popular as back then the name Yahweh. He was more known as what? Al-Shaddai, the demon-like power, the chief demon, the Omega devil. You picture a room full of demons, pinheads in there. You know, they got Pennywise going, ooh. You know, they got all these other ghosts and ghouls and boogeyman doing their Thriller Night dance and all that. They say the chief is coming. They all get scared and start shaking. But who comes in? The chief. That's Yahweh. He's the chief demon. He's the chief devil. He taught the devil how to be the devil, basically, you know, because Yahweh created Yahweh Shai created everyone else from the devil. So, you know, it's not like that. I'm not saying, you know, Yahweh sat there and was like, all right, Satan, this is how you be a devil. No, he created Yahweh Shai created the devil, and the devil was what? Programmed to be the devil. So, let me go deeper. Ultimately, you know, Abraham did learn the name of Yahweh because Yahweh revealed himself unto Abraham, but in the beginning, Abraham didn't know about the name Yahweh. He knew Al-Shaddai. So in the history of Genesis, and the Most High started revealing himself. Same thing with Isaac and then Jacob. Alright, now let's go on back. Isaiah 13:7.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
That's the day of Yahweh. Jeremiah 30:7. Let's get that. Jeremiah 30:7. Because this is the crescendo. Crescendo means what? Highest point. This is a song, right? Well, if you like in prophecy unto a song, when's it going to reach its highest point? When is it going to get its loudest? When are you going to hear this banging of the cymbals and the rest of it? Because you know it builds up, and just go wild and everything. You know, it's a beautiful beat. When is that? That's the day of Yahweh. World War III going nuclear. How should I come back with the holy angels? You're going to cry like a woman travail, as it's written about. Yes.
Here we go, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. When Jacob is in trouble, all these nations will be in trouble as well. Esau will also be in trouble. The time of Jacob's trouble was not slavery, transatlantic slave trade, 70 AD Jerusalem, or none of that. Jacob was in trouble, but the time of Jacob's trouble is the time we're in now. But wait, we're only in the beginning stages. We're seeing small bits of it. It's going to what? Intensify. Jacob has been in trouble many times in history, but this time with Jacob's trouble, when it's in heat, the world has never been in it. And that's the time we're coming in now. But he, who is the he? He is the elect, shall be saved out of him. Israel is called my son, my firstborn, in the book of Exodus. Now he is Israel, but out of Israel who? The elect. He is the elect, shall be saved out of him. Verse 8.
And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Because there's going to be extreme heat upon the world. Alright, let me get this, because if you go to Google AI and all that, go do some research, you go into Hiroshima and the rest of it, bring out some information.
Information.
Info. No, alright, let me bear with me. Alright, Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14, 18, Zechariah 14, 12, Isaiah chapter 13, 1, 9. Alright, so according to Google AI, not the Google AI overview, but the Google AI, a nuke can do this. Those aren't tears. It's melted eyeballs running down their faces like tears. Here you go, brother.
Sudden extreme and direct heat, such as from an explosion or intense fire, can cause severe ocular thermal burns, leading to tissue damage, fluid evaporation, and a melting or collapse of the eye structure.
Wow.
When they do not usually pop or explode like a balloon, the extreme heat causes the eye's tissues to break down and fluids to vaporize. So when people get hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles or in that way when it explodes, if their eyes don't actually pop or explode, the liquid and the evaporation, the other fluids begin to evaporate, and that causes the eye to run down the face, looking like they're crying, but that's the actual eye that's being melted down and losing moisture, and it just runs down your face like runny eggs.
Scroll to the right. I got some more information on that too. Yeah, let's go to it quick.
Key effects of intense heat on eyes. Melting/collapse. Extreme heat causes rapid evaporation of the aqueous and the vitreous humor fluids inside the eye, leading to the loss of structural integrity and collapse of the eyeball. Thermal burns. Intense heat causes the cornea, the clear front dome, and surrounding conjunctiva to burn and to tissue to deteriorate. Severe damage. The high temperatures damage the sensitive proteins in the lens, causing irreversible injury, pain. The eye surface contains thousands of nerve endings, causing significant pain during these injuries.
Wow. Ooh, yeah.
Let me see.
This is going to be some of destruction.
The wall of fire or fireball from a nuclear bomb acts almost instantly, with the initial fireball forming in less than 1 millionth of a second. It expands at millions of miles per hour initially, driven by X-ray heating, before slowing to an average expansion rate of thousands of miles per hour as it approaches its maximized size. So that's when the nuclear missile hits and boom, the mushroom cloud begins to go up. The amount of time that it takes for the blast to go greater in intensity to hit its targets. Expansion speed. Initially, the superheated air expands at several million miles per hour. 10 seconds. It takes roughly 10 seconds for the fireball from a 1 megaton weapon to reach its maximum radius of roughly 5,700 feet over 1 mile in diameter. Brightness/heat. The flash is brighter than the sun. That's enough. 10 seconds. It roughly takes. I think we got that one.
Thermal, third-degree burn, shockwave. Yeah, that's from Hiroshima, they're saying.
The city was a sea of flame. The people fleeing out of it were burned too badly to be recognized even as men or women.
That's supposed to be from Hiroshima when
I
they
wonder if
count.
we can capture that. I don't know if they can be able to see this. But you can see the people in this illustration badly burned. And according to this, they were unrecognizable.
Yeah, I've heard about that from the Hiroshima. You can't tell if it's a man or a woman because of how burnt up they are. Survivors describe victims with their clothes and skin burned to shreds, with skin peeling and hanging off like rags. They also got accounts of the clothes was melted into the human skin. This destruction that's coming is a sword destruction. The Most High Yahweh, he's the master builder. Everything comes from him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also what? The master butcher. Inside joke. But
Yeah, it's like the master butcher.
he's a master builder and
Which
a master
Esau is also a master of that as well.
No, not like Alashad.
Not like Alisaja.
You gotta make that point. The Most High built Esau to be wicked. But the OG Alashad, the OG gangster, the OG master butcher is the Most High Yahweh. Esau can butcher, the Most High uses Esau, but when Yahweh Shai come back, he gotta represent Alashad. His destruction, his butchering is going to be the master butcher, because you got the servant, but then you got the master. Most High, Yahweh's ultimate master. Yahweh has to represent his father. Just as he did. He come in there with his father. That's why you read Isaiah 66, 13 and 16. It speaks about Yahweh come with chariots and with his whirlwind as a flame of fire and all that. It says Yahweh there, but who's really coming? Yahweh Shai. He's just coming in the name of his father. So Yahweh Shai got to represent Yahweh. He got to come in that Allah Shai instead. He got to come in mercy. He got to do Zechariah 14 and 12. I got Zechariah 14 and 12 here. You know, scripture. And this shall be the plague. This is a plague that's coming. Wherein Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their flesh is going to melt away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Just go into that. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. I wouldn't be surprised if the tongue liquefied too.
I wouldn't be surprised either because the tongue is a muscle. So what happens when you put massive heat on the muscle? It will liquefy. Of them degrees.
When you go into it, it'll probably liquefy and go to the back of the throat.
Go down this way.
burning their throat on the
The
inside.
esophagus.
While, you got the man from the Tesla accident, he had fire coming out of his mouth. So they're going to have fire coming out of their mouth. It's going to melt away their tongue in their mouth. It's all going to melt away. They're going to be boiled alive from the inside out as well. Boiling, because what's going to be the liquid to boil? Their own flesh is going to boil themselves to bits. They're going to go from biology to physics. Your flesh is boiling. So you are now a liquid form. You're being boiled alive while being burnt alive at the same time. Creative methods. Burning somebody, such a limited imagination. You're dealing with Allah Sharia here. Cheap dealing. You know how to put it on me. That's why 2nd Ezra speaks about what? The same must know it by death after pain. Let me get that for the case sake. The same must know it after death by pain. This is for edification's sake. Brothers already know this, but in case if you're new, at 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 12, if you go before, the same must know it after death by pain. If you go before, those that have loathed my law, yet when the time of liberty was open unto them. This is the time of liberty now. We're in the grace period. Now 2nd Ezra 9 and 12, the same must know it after death by pain. Get it up on your screen, brother, real quick. They won't do it. I just showed it like this.
Okay, I'll do it this way. So
Just type in 2nd Ezra 9 and 2.
I was trying to find a site that's still.
Yeah, the same must know it after death by pain. Pain is what? Torment. Spirits, patience, vengeance, which in their fury lay on grievous torment. That's in the book of Sirach, chapter 39. Do your Ren Bible.
Yeah, at least you can see it right here.
Yeah. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. Because it speaks about what? Their face shall be a flame. Literally, their face is going to be on fire.
Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's self-explanatory. But yeah, this day is coming. And you ain't going to be worried about, that's my mother burning. Let's say somebody left you in the fire. Oh no, my mother's burning, my children. No, when that fire is on you like that, you ain't going to care about anyone except for yourself. You're just going to be trying to put that fire out. And if you say, well, I love my wife, my sons, my children. When was the last time you got burnt up by shower water? And just stood there for 10 minutes straight? This destruction is going to be worse than that. And if you do that, I am not liable for any injuries you may sustain in the court of law. I am not liable. Sin is out of it. 2/3 of our people, your other nations also going to burn of it as well. You 2/3 are looked at as what? Uncircumcised. You're looked at like heathens in the eyes of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. That's why, it goes into the New Testament, the Gentiles being saved. Those Gentiles are the Israelites. That's the mystery of the Gentile. But if you're 2/3, you're still what? A Gentile. That's how Yahweh by Shem Yahushai views you wicked Israelites. Just like Gentiles. Therefore, you're going to receive the same judgment as the Gentiles. Esau, Edom, other nations. You're going to be consumed out of it. Verse 10.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
For the stars of heaven, what's going to block out all this light? ICBM mushroom clouds. Plus Yahweh Shai, the angel, they can do what? Block out all these clouds. They can block out all these, the sun, the moon, the stars. And if you go spiritually, the sun representing what? The ways of knowledge, wisdom, the ways of righteousness. It's going to be a time of no more getting that. It's going to be a time of judgment. The belt is swinging through the air. If you're innocent, you will be spared. You will be delivered by the chariots by Yahweh Shai. And he shall send out his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds of heaven, from one end of heaven even unto the other. Written about in the book of Matthew, Yahweh Shai is going to deliver his elect. But if you're not the elect, you're going to feel that belt, a flaming belt. Verse 11.
And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
And I will punish the world for their evil, the wickedness that they have done in my sight. Jeremiah 16:16 goes into, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. Now there's their iniquity hidden from mine eyes. Oh, go to Jeremiah 16:17, brother, while we're here. Because Yahweh Shai, he knows about every last wicked thing, from the greatest to the least. Whenever another man commits sodomy with another man, Most High know about it. He know all the details. the nerve endings and everything, what they're feeling. Knows everything. 17.
Yeah, for my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
Verse 18. Because Yahweh Shimon Shah is going to destroy this place with a sword destruction, just because of all this wickedness.
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
And their double and sin double, reckon reward unto her double. Revelation 18. That's a medica for all her sins, for her sins have reached into heaven. 1 hour mark. Because they have defiled my land, with land physically also. And they have filled my inheritance, nation of Israel, with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things. They have taught the nation of Israel these detestable and abominable things. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Esau, Edom, two-thirds of our own people.
Huh.
And I was talking about the Jake women, the so-called black woman, which is the Judite woman. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, but mostly the Judite woman. If you go into a Judah, the head tribe, meaning what? It makes sense that the Judite woman would act the fool of the worst out of all the tribe's women, including them as well. The proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Esau, you are the terrible, but you're proud and everything. You're pumped. Oh, look at me, I'm terrible. Nobody can stop me. Who can make war with the beast, as it's written about? I am Pharaoh.
That's that pride.
Be still, Pharaoh speaks. Esau is called what? Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. America, speaks about in the, let me get it. Because it refers to these, the president as Pharaoh in the scriptures. That's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 11. Show you the princes of Zoan are fools, the counsel of the wise. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. How saying to Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings. You president, for yourself being called a Pharaoh here. Be still, Pharaoh speaks. Say nothing in the presence of Pharaoh. Well, your haughtiness will be laid low. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. Words of Neo 47. They even made this statement about, I did the secret thing on Iran. Why didn't you Japanese inform me when you was going to bomb Pearl Harbor? That lady was not in office, and neither was you, Nero 47. What does that even mean? That's the haughtiness of the terrible. He said that to the Japanese president lady on the news team. She wasn't even there. That it was you. How could you have done this? Doesn't make any more sense. This Bible actually has the Jewish remnant in the Great Tribulation as a subheading. And then it goes on to the destruction of Babylon. But we reached that hour mark, and how I'll reconcile this indoor live camp was edifying. So yeah. Reached that 1 hour mark. It'll be nice, y'all. I'll reconcile to outdoor camp. But first, and on that note, Shalom.
Ka halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rechad Kadash Barak Yahweh Barak Yahushai.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The honor to LGM as Great Millstone. Shalom. Shalom to elect of the 12 tribes just scattered abroad. Pray, keep safe, repent, hold on to the truth, let no man see your crown. Your crown is what? Symbolic for salvation. When Yahushai comes back, he's literally going to crown who? Elect men. 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 23 goes in that, verse 4 and after. Pray, read, study, fast, watch the videos, meditate, and repeat. But see that read if you could read online digitally. Nothing wrong with that, but something different about that Bible. You see the Bible online ain't working right.
Yep, and what the scriptures is written, you have your book, you can't be changed. In this, they can change it very easily or have it where you can't even look it up at all.
That camera ain't working, and this stuff ain't working so far.
I don't know what's going on.
But yeah, you're looking for something on this, you say, I can't find it.
You'll always be able to find it in the scriptures.
You open your book, you say, now I can find everything now. Something different about that book. And repeat, and as what? I'm adding also about the spirit, fear. Because if you don't have fear, you won't do none of those things. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of Him, and wisdom to attain His love. I just written about. You want to be accepted of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you gotta first fear Him.
Yes.
You go to, he also set up men too in a hierarchy. So part of fearing Yahweh by Shema Shai, listen to the hierarchy. Double honors to elder GMS. Give double honors unto them. And the elders that rule well are worthy of double honors, those who labor in word and doctrine, as is written about. Rule well, that means what? A hierarchy. You got the elders and on down, the officers, the rest of the ranks and everything. That's part of fearing Yahweh by Shema Shai. Listening to the order. And, follow the Lamb whithersoever it goeth. So fear. And let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh brings to judgment every secret thing, whether it be good or bad, as is written about the Apocrypha. So why do we exist? To fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. You have the law of faith. He says, be not faithful unto death. Don't take the MOTB. RFID, CHIP, right hand and left hand, the one with the forehead, the brain, CHIP, Neuralink. That's part of the commandment. Not that you have to follow all Lord's commandments. You have to walk around with fringes, every single day, Because if that was the case, if Yahweh should come back and you're bathing in the shower, I ain't got my fringes on, I won't be saved. No, keep the commandment, keep the law of faith, and all the rest of that. And on that note, shalom. Anything else you want to bring out?
That's all. Shalom.
Let me try and end this. End the stream. Oh, leave that up there. Actually, just upload this one today.
Okay.